The Earth, it's round. I know, it's a mind-blowing concept, but it's true. But don't take my word for it, just ask any flat earther. They'll tell you all about their top secret underground government conspiracy to keep the truth from us. I mean, I guess it's better than a conspiracy about aliens controlling our thoughts through fluoride in the water, but still, this science is about as solid as a hoverboard on a waterbed, and their evidence is as convincing as a unicorn's alibi. But all jokes aside, in today's video we'll be taking a look at a flat earther who is so dumb he makes stupid people look smart.
Go nuts on my nuts.
Now before we go ahead and completely embarrass this flat earther, today's video is sponsored by Blinkist. Are you looking for a way to fit education and entertainment into your busy lifestyle? Blinkist offers bite-sized content that empowers your knowledge in just 15 minutes. With over 5,500 titles in 27 different categories, Blinkist is perfect for an urban lifestyle. Did you ever imagine reading a book while going for a run? With Blinkist's great audio experience, you can fit edutainment into your everyday lifestyle. With the help of Blinkist, you can discover new perspectives, broaden your horizons, and have exciting conversations. And with their new feature, Blinkist Connect, you can share your premium plan with a friend at no additional cost. Say goodbye to boring commutes and hello to powerful insights with Blinkist. Now, I'm currently reading Outgrowing God by Richard Dawkins, obviously, a beginner's guide. And when I say reading, I mean listening to the audio version. If you haven't read it, give it a go. It's absolutely awesome. Or listen to it. 2023 is the year to become the person you want to be. And Blinkist is here to guide you, whether you want to be a better parent, a smarter communicator, or a more impactful team member. Blinkist can help give you a roadmap to becoming a better version of yourself. Get 25% off Blinkist Premium and enjoy 2 memberships for the price of 1. And start your 7-day free trial by clicking my link. Become who you want to be with Blinkist.
The Earth's rotating at 1,000 miles an hour at the equator. When a plane takes off, is traveling with Earth's rotation. Shouldn't it take it longer to get to its destination than when it's traveling against rotation?
The Earth rotates once a day, and if you're living it up at the equator, you're moving at a cool 1,000 miles per hour to the east. So, you might think it would be easy for aeroplanes to fly west, but it's not that simple. The rotation of Earth kind of affects aeroplane travel times, but not in a straightforward way. Planes have to start moving relative to the ground and through the air at about 100 miles per hour or so. So when it's flying east, it's actually moving at 1,000 miles per hour plus 100 miles per hour to the east, whichever way east is. And when it's flying west, it's actually moving at 1,000 miles per hour minus 100 miles per hour. The wind direction in the upper atmosphere also plays a role in airplane travel times. It's a complex thing. And who better than Daniel Pratt to explain it to us, right?
And of course, the staunch Globe cult members will launch into every mental gymnastics, relative motion lie they possibly can to keep themselves deluded and think there's an answer to it.
Oh, but there is an answer to it and I just gave it to you. You're not paying attention or something. The reason for quicker flights when flying eastwards are jet streams. Put simply, they're fast-flowing narrow air currents in the atmosphere found at high altitudes. Why do I always point up when I'm talking about the sky? Anybody else confused about where it is? These currents are also formed due to atmospheric heating from the sun's radiation and the Earth's Coriolis force, defined as a rotating object has a force perpendicular to the rotation axis. Combined, these factors produce streams of fast-flowing air that are responsible for flight times looking significantly different east to west. So in a nutshell, what you seem to be claiming as a flat Earth proof actually proves that the Earth is a globe. Nice job.
When I've proven with my own treadmill, there isn't.
Hang on, what have I missed? How does a treadmill prove the Earth is flat? Maybe I've picked the wrong video, but there's a reason I picked this video, which I'll get to in just stay. Please stay. I'll get to it soon.
It's just physics facts. Their relative motion nonsense is just that, nonsense.
Well, I've got no idea what he's bumping his gums about. For an aeroplane to get anywhere at all, it has to be moving relative to the ground.
So, if you're already seeing and questioning that the travel times cannot be what they are with Earth's rotation, well, if the globe is bigger, it's like they're able to go to, oh, it must be a bigger globe, because they just can't get past that hurdle that, oh my God, it's flat and stationary. It doesn't rotate.
Bigger globe? What the hell are you talking about? Sorry about this, folks. I honestly thought this video was a cut and dry, done deal type of situation. But trust Dan Pratt to be the one that totally confuses me. Anyway, the reason I am particularly interested in this video is because I'm flying to America next week. And unless the airline is lying to me, the westbound flight from Heathrow to Newark is 8 hours and 15 minutes. And the flight home from Newark to Heathrow is only 7 hours. So I'll be able to confirm this little misunderstanding that Mr. Pratt has for myself.
And why is that the case? Because if the 1,000-mile-per-hour rotation isn't just some random number they picked out of nowhere.
Correct. We know that we rotate at 15 degrees per hour because we're able to measure that rotation. And thanks for referring to it as a rotation, because it bugs the ass of me when flat earthers call it a spin. It isn't a spin. Now, I'm not sure if you're changing sides, Daniel, but so far, all you've given us is a couple of different reasons why there is absolutely no way the Earth could possibly be flat. So, thanks, yes.
It has to be 1,000 miles an hour, because
that's what physics shows us to be the case. At the equator, Earth's circumference is roughly 40,075 kilometers. So dividing this by the length of the day means that at the equator, Earth rotates at about 1,670 kilometers per hour, or 1,037.69 miles per hour for normal people like me. There's more than one way to skin a cat though, or in this case, measure the rotation of Earth. You can also use radar to measure the distance to a stationary object like a mountain or a building, and then measure it again after some time has passed, and voila! You've got the speed of rotation. Or you can go all stargazer and use astronomical observations to determine the speed of Earth's rotation. Or, if you're feeling really fancy, you could use an atomic clock for precise measurements of the length of a day. And what do all these things have in common? No, it's not that Dan won't have a clue what I'm talking about. It's that they all only work because Earth is a globe.
According to their fairy tale globe model, the Earth rotates once per day.
It does, Daniel. You're absolutely bang on. But if you don't believe me, maybe confirmation from one of your own will convince you.
A 15-degree-per-hour drift.
Thanks, Bob. I couldn't have done it without you. You must have been gutted spending 20 grand on a laser gyroscope and then finding out that Earth is moving exactly as we expect it to.
That means the sun goes around, or we rotate and causing the Earth to go around, the sun to go around the Earth once per day.
Clear as mud, Dan. And thanks again for highlighting just how completely ridiculous you really are. And all other flat earthers, obviously. I'm an inclusive channel. I don't single out any flat earther. That would be grossly unfair of me, as you are all as equally stupid as each other. And in terms of distance in space, we're actually fairly close to the sun, at a distance of 150 million kilometers or 93 million miles. Earth's orbit around the sun is 940 million kilometers, and you'll never guess how long it takes. Go on, try and guess. 364.24 days, or what we call 1 year. Weird, right? How every single observation or measurement we take lines up perfectly with what you would expect on a globe-shaped Earth. It's almost as if Earth is actually a sphere, just like every other planet and star we can see in the observable universe.
So in order for that to happen, let's say the globe was twice as big. Well, then it would have to be rotating at 2,000 miles per hour.
No, it wouldn't. The rotation rate of a planet is determined by its moment of inertia, which is affected by the distribution of mass within a planet. a larger Earth would have a greater moment of inertia, which would require a greater rotational energy to overcome, meaning it would rotate more slowly. The moment of inertia is a measure of an object's resistance to rotational motion about a particular axis, and it's calculated by multiplying the mass of an object by the square of its distance from the axis of rotation. So, no, Daniel, Earth being double its size would not make it rotate twice as fast. You moron.
For that to be the case, for the sun to make one trip around the Earth in one day.
The sun doesn't orbit Earth, you clown! This is like arguing with Mrs. Blinder. I know I'm not going to get through, but I keep going anyway.
So, if the travel times already don't make sense at 1,000 miles per hour, and they absolutely don't.
Yes, they do. They do. They do! Okay then, smartass, why then? Because you're doing so well with everything else you've said so far. Why do you think the sun is orbiting the Earth and not the other way around?
Because...
What are you for? We are orbiting the sun.
Again, no matter the mental gymnastic, deluded lies the globe cult come up with, it's physically impossible for the travel times to make sense going with Earth's rotation and against it. Well, then it's going to make twice as much nonsense if it's rotating twice as fast.
Well, we'll soon see about that. I'll report back once I make my trip. So, what else have you got for us, Mr. Pratt?
It's just flat.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Earth is flat because it is. Brilliant, Dan.
It is that pancake, relatively speaking, with topography. And it doesn't rotate. And this is why many flat earthers have come to realize the only way to prove it is to prove that water doesn't bend.
That's not strictly true, is it? If you were to prove that the Earth was flat, you could do it in any number of ways. Not that I want to help you, obviously, but you could simply offer a more plausible model of Earth and use existing physics to demonstrate it. Now, we all know that Bob and Jism tried to do just that and failed miserably. But forgetting what they did, you could, for example, crowdfund a ticket for one of the more prominent flat earthers like Mark Sargent, so he can go up to the edge of space and take his own photos and show us stupid globies once and for all that the Earth is flat. Or you could crowdfund a plane ticket on one of the routes that you claim to be impossible on a globe Earth and prove us wrong that way. Easy peasy.
Water at rest cannot physically, it is physically impossible for water to display curvature upon its surface.
So what are these then? Are they all fake pictures? Water's curving in all of them? Or will you do what every other flat earth moron does and say, yes, but those aren't large bodies of water? But for the purposes of this video, you state that it is impossible for water to curve. Well, sorry, Dan, it isn't.
So when you get into that little rabbit hole and start putting water in a cup, a bowl, a tub, a kid's pool, a swimming pool, up to a lake, you'll start to realize it always lays perfectly flat and level.
Do they? Well, Mr. Pratt, I am sure, and this is based on how accurate you've been with everything else you've said in this video, that you will realize flat and level aren't the same thing. But you already know that, obviously.
This has been observed thousands of times with videos posted. The only thing it hasn't been is mechanically measured.
It hasn't though, has it? I mean, it hasn't been observed that water doesn't curve. And as far as measurements that demonstrate water curving, boom! Is these two pictures. One taken just above the water and one at roughly eye level above the water. Flat Earth destroyed. End of debate. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you're new and you want to see more videos like this one, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's free. See you all next time. Love you, bye.
Alright, watch this next. But before you do, make sure you subscribe. By order of the Creaky Blinder.